This psycho kept killing her love interests, until her new crush turned out to be immortal. Cheonsa had always been obsessed with death, and when she encountered demons, she instantly fell in love. However, her way of expressing affection was through killing, which meant true love was impossible for her. All she could do was search for her next target, a habit that turned her into a professional demon slayer, one even Musen wouldn't dare mess with, all while staying undercover at a high school. But when a new transfer student walked into her classroom, she was stunned by his intensely evil aura. She fell for him instantly and wanted to kill him. Luckily for her, her newly assigned target happened to be him. So, she followed him home and confessed her feelings while giving him a proper British welcome. However, after she left him for cleanup, he woke up. Because he wasn't just any demon, he was the Demon King, currently on vacation, searching for a worthy opponent. In particular, he'd been looking for the demon slayer who had wiped out countless of his followers. And now he'd found her. The next day at school, she was shocked to see him still alive and took it as a rejection, something she had never experienced before. Later that day, when they met on the rooftop, she immediately pulled out a Glock and fired at him. But he realized it wasn't killing intent behind her actions. It was purity, which was like poison to evil. And after receiving a loving headshot, he awoke on her thighs. She then promised to love him until he dies, something he actually found adorable. But this was only the beginning of their madness of love. The next day, our male MC, on the way to his school, kept pondering about his loyal minions. He mentally asked himself, "How have you been holding up? It's been a while since I've been gone. Now I'm living among humans, and I'm adapting quite well. To be honest, they are more cunning and ruthless than I ever imagined. I still have much to learn." Well, at this point, he, while looking at our female MC, commented, "Among them, the absolute worst so far is her." As he was uttering the name of her Cheonsa, she greeted him by his name, "Ha, Wong Mahyeon, good morning." Mahyeon, the Demon King, giving all gentleman vibe, smiled towards her and also greeted her back. "Oh, good morning, my angel." Well, to be honest, I don't know what kind of angel she is, but I can tell you this. If she were a real angel, she would be the angel of all the psychopaths scattered around the world. Mahyeon smiled and asked, "What's it going to be today, a gun? A blade? Or are you planning to take me out right here? And by the way, we're heading to school, so there are lots of eyes around, so please keep it chill." Princess Psycho, looking expectantly, towers over him, mentioning, "My confession, please hear it first." Blushing in a purebred way, she tells him I wanted to do it when we're alone, because it's embarrassing. Man, why do I find her double-meaning word creepy and cute at the same time? This is just the pure form of psychopathy. Mahyeon agreed to her proposal, saying, "Do whatever suits you." Just like me, he kept thinking in his mind, this is pure madness. This unhinged woman, obsessed with killing me for some reason, and this threat, fueled by pure obsession. Smirking, he mentioned how long it has been since I felt the thrill of blood and pain. Apologizing to his subjects, he relayed that I think this trip of mine in the human world might last a bit longer. So just hold on a little more. On the other hand, Miss Maddened, laughing maniacally, kept thinking I have to kill him today. The scene shifts to the meeting of the Guardian, where one person comments on another's failure. What is going on? But a different member mentions that even weakened, the Demon King is still the Demon King. His colleagues asked him, "So what now? Are we calling off the operation?" The main man in the room suggested the angel is still carrying out her mission. "So let's keep watching for now." Another member questioned him, "Do you think she can pull this off? She's already failed twice." The first guy answered that she's been training her whole life for this moment. No one is better suited for this than her. Let's trust her and wait. Coming back to the classroom, where our MC is looking outward, thinking of something, but his well-wisher angel comes from behind and calls him, acting all cute and sweet. Mahyeon, have you been waiting long? Later, during lunch, could we meet up, just the two of us?" Being the pure-hearted girl she is, Cheonsa tells him today, "For sure, I'm gonna kill you." Mahyeon, smirking, replied, "Yeah, I was getting bored anyway. Where should I meet you?" 1,000 years later, Our demon king and his psycho lover meet in a place looking like the school ground, standing face to face. Mahyeon questions, so what's on the menu today? What kind of violent masterpiece are you serving up this time? Seeing her nervous look, MC sighed and spoke to her. Ha, look, you're great and all, but every time can't you just skip this whole confession thing and just get to the main event? Cheonsa acting all lovey-dovey. Thanks Mahyeon for waiting. She comments, this is my first time ever having to confess my feelings to the same person over and over. I don't know how to handle these emotions. Man, she is just like your non-existent girlfriend, saying something but meaning something else. Anyway, she adds that all day, I think about killing you, picturing you lying there, defeated in the most brutal way possible. I love killing you, and because I love you, I want to kill you. Will you accept my feelings? Well, nothing out of the box, it's just a normal thing. She confessed to him by expressing her love in this way. And the logic is Oscar-worthy. I love you, that's why I want to kill you. I wish all of you to have such a loving and expressive girlfriend to feel the purest form of love in your life. Obviously, to live a peaceful and joyful, long-lasting life. AKA, Demon King Mahyeon spoke even for a great demon like me. These feelings are totally bizarre, but as long as I'm having fun, that's what counts. So now that your little confession is done, bring it on. Winking, he said, I've fully adapted to this human body now, so your cute little act might end today. As he was talking with her, she has already gone from her place and arrived at his back with a hammer for a great loving sation. From behind, she loudly confessed, I love you, my dear. Being the Demon King, even he felt his head spin in shock, and his body at that time felt like having a sudden heart attack. The Demon King narrates, it's hot. My vision blurs, and my mind feels distant. Is this love? Boy, let me make it clear for you, that's not love. That's just the effect of getting hit by a love hammer in the head. Please don't be delusional in thinking, or you will regret it. Laying in the pool of red liquid, he spoke to now blushing Cheonsa. Ah, as expected, you never disappoint me, and this one hurts a lot. Well, as if sacrificing his life wasn't enough, she mentioned, but refusing to just die means you're rejecting me again, right? Looking at now, laying MC, she said, you're not an easy one either. That's why I think I'm falling for you even more. And with that, their innocent, affectionate love for each other continues. But as they were doing the deeds that every normal lover does, a creepy crow was watching all of that. With a short note, he flies away and lands in the hand of a blonde beauty. The beauty, hearing the current news, exclaimed, is that so? Our dear little Demon King is struggling with some mere human girl? How intriguing. And spoiler alert, she also loved to eat crow kebab. No, that's just my speculation after seeing her devour the bird in anger. The kind lady kindly explained, among demons, hierarchy is determined solely by raw power. And any form of victory is proof of strength and power itself. So I want to enroll in that school. Obviously, as a transfer student. With all the paperwork complete. She added, for me, this is what victory means. Sitting in a suspicious pose, she questioned, there won't be any problems, right? The old perv, who looks like he is clearly enjoying the placement of his head under her feet, now replied in the affirmative, yes, of course. What reason and where? Coming closer to her face, we come to know her identity. The demon of lust, Park Ayung aka Asmodeus. Man, why does her face suggest as if she is in a self-pleasuring state? You know what it means. It clearly refers to those types of manhwa scenes. But cut to the scene, she puts her hands under his chin, mentions people fall for it so easily. And yet there's one annoying guy who doesn't even flinch. Can you believe it? A pitiful guy like that? Damn, she's got a huge crush on my boy. You can tell that just by looking into her longing eyes. From the other side of the world when she was calling for him. He instinctively felt something was suspicious in today's air. Thinking long and hard, he told himself this feeling is familiar yet annoying. As he was about to conclude, suddenly an arrow flew by and got stuck in his chest. Pulling the paper ripped around the arrow, he looked into it, which boldly states, I love you. Coming to the school building, Mahyeon just kept feeling uneasy. He mentioned, is it just my imagination? Or something new is going to happen to me? Anyway, zooming in on Cheonsa, She was sitting while making a gloomy face. Her friend arriving from behind spoke, "You look down today. Is something bothering you?" She looked at the distance and replied, "No, it's nothing." Her friend, cheering her, said, "If there is, just say it." She was in a deep state of thinking, murmured, "I just don't know what to do." As she made a crying face, her friend, seeing her current state, commented, "You look like you're about to explode if I don't ask. So come on, spill it." Miss Psycho, spilling the beans, told her friend about her getting rejected. Her friend, smiling, exclaimed, "You got rejected? And by a transfer student? Wait, let me think properly. You barely met him, and you already proposed to him. By the way, what did you say in your confession?" She, being the innocent girl she is, said, "I just wrote a short note this morning, yeah." And the note was stuck on an arrow, which afterwards was stuck to his heart. "Damn girl, you can twist and turn with your words." The friend, thinking through, spoke, "So you are saying this morning you confessed, and exactly how many times has it been already?" She added, "If you're putting in that much effort and still getting nothing, isn't it obvious he's just not interested?" She pondered in her mind. Mention that guy from the start, always has a bored face and doesn't talk to anyone. Doesn't care about anything at all. To an extreme degree, is he even human? Hearing her friend's last comment, Cheonsa swatted in nervousness. She nodded in her mind, "No, he's not." Now the teacher, putting a pause to their discussion, entered the classroom and commanded everyone to sit down and to prepare to start the class. He also revealed, "Today, we have a new transfer student in our class." Calling her to come in, he brought her in front of all the students and told her to introduce herself to everyone. She acted all gentle and cute, introduced herself as Park Undersea. But truthfully, the moment she entered the classroom, Cheonsa noticed her demonic aura. Mahyeon looked in a dazed state as she gave her introduction. "Hey everyone, I just moved here, so everything's new to me. Everything is unfamiliar, but please take good care of me." Both of our MCs looked in her way and commented, "This I've caught something troublesome." After her introductory part, she was sitting in the class when all the boys were surrounding her like bees to get her attention, while they were asking her questions about whether she had a boyfriend, or did she dye her hair blonde. Cheonsa and her friend looked from their seats as the new transfer student was very popular with everyone. On the other hand, Miss Psycho Angel inwardly questioned, "Even now, of all schools, it had to be ours that she appeared." Exactly, that's what I was saying. Why of all places all the devil has to appear personally to these Asian schools? I guess the devil likes to do hardcore mathematics. Whatever Miss Cheonsa added, and this time from the organization, "No one warned me. So who is that girl?" Concluding, she relayed, "Well, as long as I have Mahyeon, I don't care about her." Blushing when she thought about what kind of reaction he would have, as she was pondering in her ocean of thoughts, the Demon King got up from his seat and slammed his hands into her desk, and to everyone's astonishment, he directly asked the new student to have a private chat with him. She blushed, agreed, and, while smiling, asked, "Is that an order, a request, or something else?" She, again correcting herself, said, "Whatever it is from you, it's okay." And afterwards, two of them left the classroom to have a deep face-to-face conversation, and also making Cheonsa and her friend nervous to take their next step. Miss Freaky Angel, at that moment, got up from her place, making a menacing face while shouting, "He's mine." Skipping a few moments, the she-devil hummed a song while arriving in their designated place for meetup. Smirking, she spoke, "Didn't expect you to approach me first. So it looks like you are really committed to this act of playing human." Mahyeon, pinning her to the wall, exclaimed, "You're really annoying, chasing me all the way here. I've told you over and over, I'm not interested in your little sessions." Almost changing the genre of the manhwa, she starts to lick her tongue seductively while commenting, "That's because the Demon King is jealous these days over some human girl. Isn't that absurd?" Looking upwards, she said, "Well, speak of the devil, and she is here. See, I just told you guys that psycho girl is super normal in her mental state, 'cause even the demon is calling her devil. Anyway, greeting now sitting Cheonsa, Asmodeus told her we were just talking about you. So, what is your name?" But Cheonsa, changing her attributes from Psycho Angel to Devil and now to Grim Ripper, exclaimed, "I'm Death." With her bone-chilling declaration, she attacked the she-devil, But to her and Asmodeus' astonishment, Mahyeon shields the she-devil with his hands. Park Ajang, surprised seeing the development of the current situation, asked, "Exactly why did you stop the attack? It looked like that attack was aimed at me. Dear Demon Lord, weren't you the type to never be interested in others' fights?" Unpinning the knife from his hand, he told her, "Yeah, just like you said, this is a fight between me and that human girl, so from now if you ever step in and get in the way, I'll lovingly kill you myself." MC, shifting his attention to his heroine, mentioned, "You too, Kim Angel. Turning your gaze to someone else while I'm right here?" Making her blush, he adds, "I'll overlook that insolence just this once. Though only you can kill me. Please keep that in mind." Well, here you go, even the poor demon boy is starting to enjoy the same hobby as his lover Psycho Angel. I guess that hard hit to the head messed with the way he thinks. Poor innocent soul of this demon king just got corrupted because of this toxic relationship. Cheonsa, hearing his sudden confession, flushed in deep joy and admiration for her success in winning his disturbed heart. Getting back to the school garden park, Ajang kept thinking about Cheonsa. She inwardly kept thinking that the human girl, just for an instant in that ambush, looked different. She's no ordinary person, but more than that, it's definitely infuriating about her. How dare she try to get the attention from the demon lord that even I don't get acknowledged by? Making her final decision, she kept thinking, as I thought, without the demon lord knowing that I need to get rid of her. But as she was deep in her periodic cycle of thinking, Cheonsa approached from her rear side and called her with a finger gesture. She was shocked, looked back while exclaiming, "No way. When did you get here?" Cheonsa, breaking the gloomy atmosphere, spoke to Ajang, "Sorry for coming to you so suddenly. I'm not really supposed to mess with demons outside the mission. But right now, my heart's completely focused on Mahyeon. That's why I don't even see other demons. But the thought of my love being interrupted, I just had to come." Hearing Cheonsa's way of speaking, Park Ajang kept pondering, what is this girl even talking about? Our Psycho Angel, continuing her speech, said, "From now on, as long as you don't interfere when I'm killing Mahyeon, I'll just pretend I didn't see you." Skipping joyfully while leaving that place, she commended her to not cross each other's paths. The sudden declaration made Asmodeus so angry that she started cursing her, this girl. Normally because the demon lord requested it. I was planning to observe things a bit longer, but how arrogant of her to speak to me like this. Now I'll erase you completely, so that even the demon lord won't sense a trace. Skipping a few hours to the evening, we come to Mahyeon standing with a complete dress-up for a proper date. Standing, he looked at a note that told him to stay there at 7 p.m. at the park. While looking towards the note, he kept thinking, she's late. Not only does she summon me as she pleases, but now she's even making me wait. Unlike me. Cheonsa, arriving at her designated place, kept looking everywhere while wishing, I hope nothing's wrong. But unexpectedly, Ajang called her and asked if she was looking for someone. And whoever it is, I'm sure I'm not the demon you were hoping for. Cheonsa, getting out of her puzzled state, spoke, "You were the one who called me?" Ajang answers, "Yeah." "Disappointed, aren't you? Now don't tell me you thought the demon lord would actually care about a lowly human like you?" Ajang, after her sharp comment, felt Cheonsa would feel heartful in this situation. But to her astonishment, she exclaimed, "Thank goodness. Looks like no one's around to watch." Ajang not getting the meaning of her comment. "What? Why are you looking for people?" Cheonsa added, "Mahyeon should be arriving at the meeting spot right now. And dear Demoness, you think I wouldn't notice that level of bloodlust?" Reminding her, Cheonsa said, "I've fought off packs of demons like you." She put on a helpless act, put her hands in a serenading gesture, and reminded Ajang, "You can clearly see I'm unarmed right now. So if you want to kill me, this is your chance." Throwing a punchline, she said, "Try it only if you can." Park Ajang, witnessing the helpless and unarmed Cheonsa, felt confident in her victory, and with that intention, she jumped from her place with a killing gesture to finish the job. But to her astonishment, she was swiftly defeated by Cheonsa. While lying in the ground, she heard Cheonsa's comment, "So like just as I said, demons outside of mission targets aren't for extermination, so I usually try to restrain myself from looking at them. But if I get attacked first inside my defense line, surely I can take them out." Just like everyone, Ajeng questions her strength. Why is she strong? Damn it. And why is it hurting so much? Cheonsa, leaving the pitiful Asmodeus, reminded I'm sparing you just for Mahyeon's sake. But the real reason is just between us girls, and keep it in your mind, I only kill the demons I like. From now, if you ever get in my way again, I'll tear you up even more. Even if it's not out of love, I totally can do it. Well, Mahyeon, on the other hand, kept waiting in his waiting place, expecting Cheonsa. Poor boy. That's what happens when you fall in a one-sided love, and as a result, you just kept waiting and waiting, but to no avail. The story gave us introductory knowledge about the holiness that stems from our flawless innocence. And the thicker its concentration, the more deadly and destructive it could be to demons. Again, the act of inflicting injury on an opponent usually involves hostility, and such impure emotions lack innocence. That's why, since ancient times, the apostles who made demons' extermination their mission were always in the position of being overwhelmed by demons, or so it should have been. But here, this girl, why is she a different case? Coming to the path of school. As everyone was on their way to reach the school, Cheonsa called Mahyeon from back. Demon Lord looked to his rear to see the person who was calling him, but in return, instead of a warm greeting, what he got was a cold stabbing kiss from Cheonsa's knife. Mahyeon, surprised, commented as always, your presence is terrifyingly overwhelming. Haha. Cheonsa, clearly enjoying the situation, spoke, and yet again today I've fallen for you. Will you finally let me kiss you? Oh, my mistake, she said. Will you let me kill you? What am I thinking? This isn't your normal, average love story. It's the story that makes people question the definition of love in what it is. Well, the Demon King, clearly enjoying the situation inwardly, thinks to this girl who loves a demon. This level of sadism, free from any hostility or impurity, came purely from truthfulness and innocence. Breaking the silence from his side, Mahyeon asked, you really don't get it, do you? Naive as an angel. Good morning. Cheonsa, the demon slayer, joyfully explained that he really is intense. I love it so much. Well, Asmodeus from behind was speechless after seeing the form of these two people loving each other. Reaching the school, two friends are gossiping with each other when one friend points, hey, don't you think lately our school's overall visuals have gone up? The chubby friend, puzzled, spoke, I dunno, who are you including? Me? Mocking him, the taller guy said, quit talking crap. Just look over there. Pointing towards MC and Ajeng, they explained that low grades due to being insanely pretty and handsome. They're a different species from us. Damn you, Nard, you are right in your thoughts, but in a different misleading way. As the couple was walking side by side, Cheonsa lovingly called Mahyeon to wait for her, because she wanted to go to school with him. Chabby reminded, well, honestly speaking, the class angel in our class is pretty famous, but I think she's gotten even prettier lately. As they were conversing, the priest-looking teacher arrived from nowhere and scared them to death. He asked the students, aren't you going to the class? It's almost time. The guys, clearly afraid, start sprinting to their class while exclaiming, speak of the devil, and he comes, damn it, why does the math teacher of all people have to appear here? The teacher, shifting his gaze, locked in the way of MC's group, where Cheonsa and Park Ajeng were making a stand in front of each other. Cheonsa exclaimed, could you keep a bit of distance from Mahyeon? You're in the way. The teacher, clearly amused, commented, well, there you go, a fine man and a fine woman with each other? Skipping the part, we came to the classroom where the teacher was teaching and doing what he is paid to do. In the sitting area of the students, Ajeng kept murmuring, no matter what, there's something unnatural about her. That crazy girl's nature towards demons, even if her lethality is something she was born with, her tools smell of deliberate refinement. ND again, her movements, her combat skills, they've clearly been honed sharply over a long period by someone. Piecing all the clues together, surely it's connected to those pathetic, demon-exterminating apostles. With the demon lord weakened in human form from right now, then why is it that only that girl attacked me, and the rest are nowhere to be seen? As she was deep in her landscape of thinking, the teacher started calling her over and over again. But she didn't even notice his approach. But what can I say, Park Ajeng being the stubborn girl she is, she just kept fuming in anger while looking at Cheonsa. She explained, I can handle her alone just fine. Cheonsa, adding fuel to the fire, commented, "Is that so? Keep trying." Angry, she clenched her fist and, in the process, broke her pencil. She exclaimed, "Who do you think you are? Last time, it was only because I let my guard down." On the other hand, the teacher kept calling her over and over again. Teacher, seeing his calling was not fruitful at all, he approached Ajang and mentioned, "Hey, Ajong, if the teacher calls you, you should answer." She, fuming in anger, told the teacher, "Shut up. I'm thinking right now, don't be noisy." Hearing her audacity, all the students were shocked and stunned out of their minds. Man, I wish I had 1/10 of her courage in me. When I was talking with my math teacher during my school life, I was just like a tortoise, always hiding in my imaginary shell of safety. And just see her state. She doesn't even give a damn about anything in the world. Even her luck is better than most of you weebs. Even when she had such a rough answer, her teacher acted politely towards her. He said, "This won't do, Park Ajong." Man, look at him acting so politely. I swear if that was my math teacher in his place, he would have had a whooping session with me at least for 12 hours, and then we would have the questioning part. Okay, enough of our normal life. Let's jump back into the colorful life of the manhwa. The teacher, not satisfied with her answer, commended her to stay behind after class today. "I need to have a talk with you." She, stubborn as a rat, exclaimed, "Why should I follow your orders? I follow no one." As she was making her stubborn stands, Demon Lord angrily looked towards her and called her Asmodeus. "Until I've finished my little diversion with this human girl, I won't forgive any noticeable actions or interference. Remember?" Feeling the tension in the room, she nodded and finally agreed with the teacher to stay after the class. After the class, when everyone was leaving the school premises, Cheonsa and Mahyeon also started to go to their respective place of rest. But Park Ajang kept looking at their figures leaving from the school window. Cheonsa said to her lover, "Finally, just the two of us. Mahyeon, I found a nice deserted spot for us." Mahyeon, be like, "Here we go again." Inside the classroom, the teacher said, "You've waited long enough, haven't you? Sit anywhere that's open." Ajang, not giving a damn about his words, told him, "No, let's not drag this out. Let's end it right away, teacher. It's not like I'm hanging around you because I enjoy it. But I'd like it if you wouldn't bother me anymore." And with that, she starts to use her hypnotic skills on the teacher. But the teacher, being a student of the Sigma Academy, kept acting normally as if her tricks were like tickles to him. He added, "That's going to be a little difficult. I have my own position to think about." Mississippi Park Ajong, no, let me correct it. Asmodeus, isn't it? She was shocked after seeing her charm didn't work on him, thinks, "Why is this guy, why is he immune to me?" The Sigma priest putting on a knuckle buster tells her, "I still can't quite understand the method of Angel's way of work, but that's exactly why she must be special. And that's why an angel's hunt must not be interrupted, especially if the demon lord is the target." And man, just by looking at their stands, you can clearly tell that shit is about to go down bad. So keep tuned for further updates. Coming outside, in a deserted alleyway, Cheonsa asked Mahyeon, "Is this a good spot?" She mentioned, as expected, "I wanted to say it when we were alone." Blushing, she swipes the dagger of love right through Mahyeon. She tells him, "I like you, so die for me." And with the death of Mahyeon, this manhwa comes to an end. So see you in the next video. No, just kidding, this is what happened after that. Mahyeon, clenching his neck with his hands, exclaimed, "What is this?" Something feels a little disappointing. Giving her a knowing glare, he remarks, "I guess Angel's desire to kill me has depleted from the last time? If this is the best you can do, then I have no reason to play with you anymore." He adds, "But if that's not the case, then why are you hesitating? Still, we want to keep going on our usual loving session, right? But before that, something must be fixed. First of all, if you're as lukewarm as just now, it's pointless." Cheonsa, hearing his sudden declaration, widened her eyes in shock as if her childhood lover wanted to have a breakup. But before we can see what occurs between these two innocent lovers, the scene shifts to the classroom where Park Ajang sneers, You pathetic apostle. Do you think I can't handle someone like you? And remember this clearly, once I deal with you, I'm going after that angel next. The Gigachat apostle comments that it might be too much for me to defeat a high-ranking demon like you, at the very least until the angel completes their mission. I definitely can keep you down. And besides, as a teacher, I have a God-gifted power of whooping my students. So you are no problem for me. Well, the whooping part was an add-up for me. This is what he said. Park Ajang, you must still be wounded from the last fight with the angel, so I think I might have a chance. Observing from the outside, it clearly looks like those two are now clearly in a Mexican standoff and all set to cook some delicious burrito. Park Ajang, clearly in the mood for a cooking competition, adds some shredded cheese and black beans to the pot, saying, "How arrogant of you. Fine. Let's show the angel your shredded remains. Shall we? Come on. I'll give you all the affection you want." The Gigachad teacher comments, "Unfortunately, I'm not into that kind of thing." And with that, both of them start to attack each other with pure killing intent. Coming outside the conversation between the demon lord and psycho angel, Angel starts to think about the problems in their relationship. I guess she is finding it hard to find the faulty part in their relationship, and why wouldn't that be? Their Yandere love in the first place was the main problem. Anyway, Cheonsa thinks, why was I so shaken? And what was the reason? Recalling the past, she mentioned this has never happened before. What changed? That demon interfering? Is that why all these problems arose? Am I afraid my love will be interrupted? Afraid my prey will be stolen? Or maybe this is the feeling of true love, this sense of crisis. What is this? Girl, stop thinking so hard. Maybe the problem isn't romance. It's that you keep letting him breathe. Cheonsa, clearly not listening to my advice, still kept thinking inwardly, and in the process she concluded, the reason I'm like this is because just imagining this demon being taken by someone else, to the point that it has shaken me. So it clearly proves that I'm obsessed with this demon. She also remembered Mahyeon telling her only I can kill him. And as she was having a wet dream just by thinking of killing Mahyeon over and over again, in the outside world, Mahyeon kept calling him to wake up from the dazed state. Cheonsa, gaining her senses, spoke. Sorry. I guess I wasn't myself today. Next time I'll try to be more lethal. Making a harmonious smiling face, she says, thanks to you, I don't think I'll hesitate anymore, because I will be the one to end you. And with that, she starts to leave for today, saying farewell to Mahyeon. Poor Mahyeon, by now clearly messed up in the head, thinks, did she regain her resolve? I can't tell anymore. Again, as long as it results in an entertaining slaughter, I don't care. One of MC's subjects was in a bad situation, and due to the fighting inside the classroom, he felt a stabbing sensation in his chest because he was connected with her. In this regard, he started to conclude that maybe I can look forward to a little more annoying apostle. Zooming into the classroom, we witness the intense battle, where everything is thrown at each other. Park Ajang, now clearly on the back foot and cornered, starts cursing. Ugh, this is annoying. Damn it, this bastard is stronger than I thought. The teacher, almost victorious, starts cracking knuckles, while standing and doing aura farming. He remarks, don't worry, this isn't personal, it's professional development. He comments that this is unexpected. According to the info, you're supposed to be quite a high-ranking demon. Even if your wounds from the fight with the angel are severe, it's just unreal to be this overwhelming. Ajang, being a slacker in the class, clearly didn't understand the lesson that her teacher was trying to teach her. She kept thinking this might be dangerous. I need to stall for time. And with that intention, she starts laughing provocatively while looking towards him. Ajang adds, hey, you might be right because unfortunately, combat wasn't really my specialty to begin with. With that declaration, she starts using her hypnotic skills as a demon of lust. I order you to become my slave, and after that, you can have me? Or maybe I could have you. The apostle standing over her head tells her that kind of thing doesn't work on me. Didn't I say that already? You and I are a bad match. Damn, the way he said we're a bad match was so cold. Even the classroom heater resigned. It's just like a situation where the student, acting all flirtatious, confessed, Sensei, what if I said I love you? But the teacher, Doing his job of constant aura farming, replied. Then I'd have to grade that confession an F for inappropriate content. And in my class from now, I think you should study chemistry, not romance. The apostle adds, maybe you were just unlucky that I'm your opponent. Ajang exclaimed TSK. If you were a man, you wouldn't be able to resist my charm. What the hell are you? She made a sharp jab and said, are you impotent? Well, I bet before this comment, he used to leave his small brother in his home's basement, due to it being more smart and extra charismatic than him. You know what I mean? And a short note, it was also overweight. Hearing her sharp comment, it seemed to strike a nerve in him, because he instantly started attacking her while telling her, you've got a good-looking face, too. Not everyone's born with angelic talent, and after all, Park Ajong Asmodeus, in the name of the apostle, I will purge you. She, in this moment, braced herself for the inevitable. She started apologizing to Mahyeon. My lord, forgive me, I was unable to do anything. But to her surprise, before the teacher could write the full national anthem of the country in her face, the fist, now acting as a pen, was stopped by Mahyeon in midair. The teacher, when he saw that his alpha aura was no match for Mahyeon's Sigma 1, he started sweating in nervousness. He spoke, Wang Mahyeon, no, the son of the demon king, Satan. I believe this is our first official meeting. But Mahyeon, not giving him any tool for his aura farming, he instantly started releasing his intense and suffocating dark aura. He told him, I'm not really interested in who you are. Even if she's annoying and uninteresting, she's still one of my subordinates. Man, can someone tell me what MC is doing here? Is he trying to save her or start a cold roasting of her? He needs to clear which side he's on. MC adds that if she gets defeated while I'm manifested nearby, that would be a serious blow to my pride, right? The apostle, now acting all tamed and domestic, asked, can you tell me what happened to the angel? Don't tell me she actually got taken down. Mahyeon, smiling, replied, well, I guess for today it was, but that's none of your interest because you should think whether you will have a next time or not. Who knows, teacher? This could be your last lines. Park Ajang, seeing Mahyeon, was overjoyed. She exclaimed in happiness, Demon King, you came. Even though you said you weren't coming, just to save me, you still arrived. The apostle, now feeling quite intimidated, thinks to himself, this is turning into a headache. Now him to get here from the angel so quickly was unexpected for me, and facing the Demon King wasn't part of the plan. I think I should call for reinforcements. Mahyeon, acting concerned, asked Ajang, are you okay? She answered, yep, more than ever now that you're here. Coming back to the apostle, he said, now, where were we? Right, hunting someone means you should also be prepared to be hunted in return. The domestic apostle thinks maybe I'll be taken down first. Perhaps this is the end, but still gulping his fear, he called Mahyeon, saying, come here, demon lord. Mahyeon, clearly pissed off, jumped from his place with a haymaker fist, obviously to teach the teacher how Newton's third law works. MC explained, good fight spirit, you weren't completely a boring one. But before the teaching could shift from theoretical to practical, the class door opened with a click. Picking from the now open door, a nerdy gooner starts picking. He exclaimed, it's been noisy here for a while. Is someone there? The newly trained math teacher de-escalated the conflict. He was thinking of all the time. Just now this guy had to appear in this classroom. What a damned luck. No, I can't let a civilian get dragged into this. Looking towards the nerdy guy, he asked, who are you? Right now, if you're the teacher, please leave us alone, because we're in the middle of something. Damn, this guy surely has a big problem in his eye sockets. In what angle the nerd looks like a teacher to him, I think Mahyeon should give him a haymaker hard hit in those sockets, because they are clearly unusable and useless. Mahyeon, looking in the doorway, says, so you're a student. The nerd, being understanding, said, it seemed like that's the situation, so I'd appreciate it if you could step aside. He added, I just left something behind. So sorry. I'll come back later. Park Ajang asked Mahyeon, Demon King, what is his game? Mahyeon, changing his mood, he offered the apostle a deal. Now, a deal with the devil himself looks quite delicious. Almost impossible to deny the temptation. The apostle, surprised, asked, a deal? What kind of deal? MC explained, you see, I have a very important reason for living here as a human. You probably have a rough idea, don't you? It's the angel. I enjoy the moments spent with her, and to keep enjoying that situation, I think I should blend more into the human world. And again, you also seem to be hiding your identity here, even from the angel who seems to be on your side. Smirking slightly, he mentioned in short, I suspect you're acting as some sort of monitor for the angel. Without getting involved in her fights, that's the right thing to do so. And here's my condition. Keep staying out of the way, so that there's no interference in the bloody conversation between me and the angel. The apostle, clearly delusional, thinks to himself that the demon king is trying to persuade. Could it be he's weakened from continuous battle with the angel? If so, maybe having a clash once could be a possibility. With that resolve, he asked Mahyeon, how can I trust a demon's words? And what if I refuse? Hearing his sudden insolence, Mahyeon punched the classroom floor, breaking and denting it in that place. The punch was so strong that the glass of the classroom also broke due to the instant pressure. Smirking, he told the apostle, then I'll just massacre everything. And don't worry, the demon king never lies. Excuses and lies are for the weak. Yeah, as if we believe what a demon says, even this promise is a lie. To all my viewers, I just want to say, good luck trusting a demon's word in real life. Anyway, the demon king acting to be a saint adds, I will keep my word. And refuse? Ha, you think you have a choice? You're at least a little interesting. Hey, demon king, let me tell you something. Do you know what is more interesting than a old gooner, a holy book, probably a Bible or a Quran? I think you should read it and change your interest to something intense. While leaving the apostle in complete shame, he comments that if you stand out any more, you won't be fun to play with, and I'll take it that you understood my command. Mr. Apostle, thinking about his life choice like a sloth, mentioned the king of demons. I'm nowhere near ready to face him. Controlling his now trembling hands, he concludes, for now, I'll leave it to the angel. And all I can do is watch how this plays out. And by the way, no need for reinforcement now, I guess I should call the cleanup crew. Haha, this guy is kind of funny in his remarks, especially when he is scared. The next day, after the cleanup of the classroom, the teacher was on his way, and the nardy guy was to his. But Mr. Nard, thinking he has different genes from the rest of the world, kept thinking lately the school's been kinda strange. He mentioned, not that someone like me, an invisible loser who nobody cares about in the world, claims to know everything, but one thing for that the transfer student is the main cause of this weird atmosphere. As the nerd was looking towards MC, Mahyeon was having his usual love bite from his lover and deep admirer. Coming back to the nerd guy, he added, even the mood in class yesterday was weird, 'cause I clearly heard those words from them of making a deal with an apostle. And experiencing all of this, my loser's intuition is telling me I should get involved. Damn, does this guy think he's a superhero of some kind? Or does he think he is the Marvel Jesus like Deadpool? With his glorious and delusional mindset, I guess he is gonna solve all the problems in the world. And I bet he thinks Mahyeon is his Wolverine here. Man, if you look closer, this guy clearly resembles a certain someone, you know, the king of all nards, Mr. Nobita. Anyway, stay tuned to see the next part. And don't forget to subscribe. While he was in a state of deep thinking, a group of good and diligent students whom we call delinquents, yeah, basically them. The other students called him loudly, hey, nerd, what are you doing? Ha ha ha, come over here, nerd. Hearing their call, he nodded in the affirmative, but as he approached them, instead of a handshake, what he got was a haymaker hard punch to the face. Acting like a model student, the bully recalls, how many times do I have to say it? This isn't nearly enough pocket money for me. Didn't you remember my instruction to carry more? Mr. Wannabe Hero, lying on the ground, kept looking for his glasses, and also kept pleasing them in order to get out of the stinky situation. He kept cursing his luck. Damn it, got caught in the wrong place again, worrying about useless stuff. But the bullies, not taking his sorry as granted, kept beating him to their delight. Taking the full beating session, he mentally thought, that's how I am. I guess I should just keep my head down. Daydreaming won't change anything. Who would bother saving someone like me? Trying to reach for his glasses for the last time, he concluded, I guess there's no savior for me. But here he was, his savior, the server of vengeance, the Timo version of Batman, Mahyeon, aka Demon King. Standing in an aura farming pose, he asks him what's with that face? Like you've just seen your savior. Well, I guess he really did see his savior. Anyway, coming to the nerd, seeing Mahyeon, thinks that's himself, the transfer student is really him? The other bullies also saw Mahyeon, exclaimed, You're a transfer student? What brings you here? Don't you notice? We're having a private time right now? But Mahyeon, not giving them any face, says so? What's it got to do with me not coming here? Feeling his sudden defiance, the bullies explained, Hey, listen, kid, if you don't want to end up lying here like him, you better walk away on your own 2 feet. Ha ha ha. MC Records saying the ignorance of someone who doesn't know their place. The mix of ignorance is something that transcends race and place. He adds, maybe once in a while, the praise of someone so insignificant can be enjoyable, and it isn't so bad. Mr. Bully, clearly furious, hearing his comment, speaks, what nonsense are you spouting? If you can't comprehend words, maybe punches will help you understand. Yep, like my teacher used to say, in school life, there is no better medicine than a haymaker hit. Too bad for the bully, although his suggestion was good, but he might need it more than Mahyeon. Well, as we all know, MC's arrogance knows no bounds, so as a result, he tones them by saying you're the one understanding. To put it simply, I'm giving you the first strike. It wouldn't be right to jump ahead of a challenger who's beneath me, would it? Because of his arrogance, what was bound to happen did happen. He got punched in the face. After that hard hit, you might think it had restructured his face completely. But no, there he is standing like a man of steel as if the punch was nothing. He sarcastically comments, well, I wasn't expecting much, but still what a dull reaction, maybe Angel has spoiled me. Anyway, now it's my turn, and with that, like a good pharmacist, Mahyeon starts giving the bully goons their prescribed medicine. The nerdy gooner lying on the floor thinks the transfer student, this guy, that form, it's as if this absurd world I live in for the first time in my life, I'm witnessing a savior. And Mahyeon, being the gentle man he is, oh my bad, gentle demon he is, gives the nerd his glasses back, which he accepts with gracefulness. Mahyeon adds, don't take me as a savior. I just smiled the violence and came to test it. While the conversation was going on, Mahyeon's well-wisher, Angel, was looking at him with a blushing face. She concluded, as always today, I'm gonna express my love to him. Today you shine brighter than anyone, my demon king. I'll make sure to ruin you thoroughly. You will never get up again. Damn, this girl is quite demanding and fussy. Before this, they had a loving session where she shot him from the rooftop, but now she wants more. Good luck if someone has a girlfriend like this, 'cause surely she will ruin it. 2 times in the morning, 7 days a week. Someone please give my boy a power booster tonic. The scene shifts to the classroom, where her friend was calling her over and over again. This can't go on. Angel, Angel, focus. But no, she was not going to listen because you observe closely, you can tell that it looks like all her 69th floodgates were all opened up just by observing Mahyeon. Her friend exclaimed lately, you've been acting strange, as you've totally lost it. That bastard is the problem, right? That devil-like guy totally bewitched you, didn't he? Well, you're right about him being a devil, but I think you have missed the part where she always had been a psycho like this. So note on this. Cheonsa, in a dazed state, kept mumbling Mahyeon. How cute he looks in his sleeping face. I want to make him sleep like this forever. Damn. I wasn't expecting this line to eliminate with her thinking. By mistake, her friend was a normal person. Hence she started complaining, what the hell? You freak this. I've never seen anyone this far gone before. Coming to a final decision, she concluded she had to intervene in this moment. To resolve the situation, she moved with purpose. Cheonsa, our cute psycho angel, seeing her friend's resolve to confront Mahyeon, comments, how do you plan to fix our love problem? 'Cause you've never even dated. The friend, having had enough of her nonsense, exclaimed, shut up, let me do my thing. The friend, coming closer to him, called him, hey, Wang Mahyeon, got a minute? He replied what is it? Disturbing my rare sweet nap? She says to him, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. As they were conversing between themselves, Cheonsa, observing them, thinks this feels dangerous. Will this be okay? What is she plotting? Zooming in on the conversation, we see that both of them came to a mutual agreement. And confirming her mission complete, her friend gives her a thumbs up, much to her astonishment. And after a few moments, we finally learn about their dealings. Cheonsa, a little surprised, asks back, a double date at the amusement park? Her friend replied affirmatively, yes. What do you think of my skills now? Stop thinking so much, and let's meet at the school gates tomorrow at noon. Confirming her thoughts, she asks, a date? You mean us to gone on a date, right? But I've never been on one before. Cheering her up, the friend explained, if you suddenly confess, without any build-up or atmosphere, it would not yield any romantic fruit. Cheonsa, hearing this sort of information for the first time, explained, really, you say so? Until now, I believed that for me, simply confessing my feelings, allowing them to reach the other person, was enough. Dispelling her doubts, the friend Yang Yoonji comments, but with Wang Mahyeon, it feels different, doesn't it? She confirms in affirmation, yes, something like that. But still, it's my first time, and I've never even dated previously. Seeing her friend's anxious state, Yoonji introduced herself as the master of love and messenger of romance. Hence, she would take care of everything. So Cheonsa should not worry about anything. Cheonsa, ever the curious cat, still asks, a double date? It means Mahyeon's bringing someone, too? Yoonji answers, who knows? He just said he would bring someone along. Obviously, a guy. Now, after the friends finish their conversation, we come to Mahyeon. Here he was thinking about Yoonji's proposal to meet in after afternoon for going on a double date. He inwardly thinks, a double date with Angel somewhere new? Now that's interesting. I agreed to the humans' plan, but now I need someone to bring along. Asmodeus won't work, so who else? As he was thinking long and hard in the school corner, the nerdy gooner was getting the beating of his life. The angry person bully exclaimed, thanks to you I got bitten for the first time, and are you and he friends by any chance? Which the nerd denies without any hesitation. But Mahyeon interrupts the academic conversation between two modern students. Why, man? Why just tell me? Is there anything more important than the hand-to-hand conversation between a bully and a nerd in the world? Then why doesn't this MC understand this? Mahyeon start calling for the glasses kid, you come here. The bully, as if seeing a ghost, flies in fear. He shouts, Kim Jin, you should count yourself lucky. See you tomorrow. So the glasses guy even has a name. I thought I would be calling him the nerdy gooner for the rest of the manhwa. Anyway, MC cutting to the chase, commended Kim to come with him tomorrow. The reason, he has to fill some headcount. I'm sure he wasn't expecting any better reason, right? The nerd, hearing about the word headcount, starts trembling in visceral fear. He asks, headcount? Is this some kind of gang fight? Am I the meat shield? He now inwardly concludes, so this guy too, probably the same thing as everyone. But MC, in a totally unexpected turn to him, came up with a proposal of a double date at the amusement park. So see you tomorrow at noon. Well, it would be a lie if I told you that he wasn't more shocked than surprised, because there came the dream opportunity of every nerd's, of being on a double date. Seeing the demon lord's figure, he thinks to himself, this guy, he really is the one God sent me. My savior. You, my guy, I'm sure the demon king is a God sent for you, but I've serious doubts about him being a God sent savior. I think you should rethink your thinking style of yours, same to same like everything you do in your life. The next day, Yoonji comes to the school gate all dressed up for the date. When Mahyeon also arrives with Mr. Kim, he greets Yoonji warmly. He adds, I've brought someone too, so let's head to the amusement park. Seeing his robotic way of talking, she thinks to herself, what's with the way he talks? But concluding her thinking, she mentioned we should be waiting a bit. Angel isn't here yet. But Cheonsa, not keeping them waiting, arrived in the park in an unusual getup and state, which obviously made her friends shocked and exclamation, Angel, what the hell are you wearing? But before we get to see the state of Cheonsa and sanitary reasons for Yoonji's worrying, the scene goes back to the previous night before the date. Our psycho Angel was finding it hard to choose what to wear tomorrow. She thinks this won't do, Not this either. I wore this last time. This one's too plain, and this one's too modest. This feels awkward. What should I do? Well, good luck with your life if you think she's thinking about choosing a dress from her collection. Because this ain't your regular daddy's princess. She is the psycho angel. So obviously, she's making a choice about what weapon she should bring to the date. She exclaims in frustration. It's the first time for both the date and the amusement park. Getting her shit back. She thinks to herself, it's a special occasion in its own way. I can't just use anything. I need to choose wisely. Damn it. What should I do? Maybe stick to the basics? Or something bold and outrageous? And with that intent of hers, he starts rummaging through all her belongings till 2 a.m. at night. And after all this and that, in the next day she comes to the date with a haggard-looking face. And also in her usual Dora the Explorer dress. Witnessing her miserable state, her friend exclaimed, "Angel, what's wrong with you? Did you pull an all-nighter last night?" Which she confirms, my laughing creepily. Cheonsa, speaking, says, "What are you talking about? I'm fully prepared and in top shape." "Yeep girl, you are right, because you are what you look like." The good friend, worrying about her health, says, "No, you look like you could collapse any second. And what's with all that luggage, like you're going overseas?" Yeah. "Angel, are you sure you're okay?" Mahyeon, not going into any more details, asks Angel, "Are you ready? Then, shall we move to the battlefield?" Damn, this guy is direct, not even thinking about his surroundings. Angel, giving a brightened smile, replied yes, "I'm all okay." And for a moment, her friend was surprised seeing her sudden recovery. She commented, "Already? Recovered? And right after seeing Wang Mahyeon? What a pure lover she is. A match made in heaven." And after a few moments here and there, all of them start following Yoonji to reach their destination, cause other than being a love guru, she now also claims to be a master guide. Inside the park, Mahyeon sees so many people together and thinks to himself, I've never seen so many humans gathering like this. Is this the opening for a massacre or something? Yet everyone looks so happy. Looking towards Cheonsa, he asks, "Hey Angel, what on earth is going on? What kind of place is this supposed to be?" Seeing his apparent confusion, she replies, "I'm new to amusement parks too, so I don't know well, but it feels like a place full of exciting things. Of course, Mahyeon's heart today might stop at my hand." He replies, "Good spirit, let's see what happens. So, don't disappoint me, Angel." The ever-well-wisher friend, not knowing the truth about the situation in there, concludes and thinks to herself, the mood's been good from the start. She adds, "While the mood's good, let's take a selfie at the entrance. Hey, all of you gather over here." After taking the selfie, everyone hops into the roller coaster ride. Coming to our lovebirds, because of being from the other world, both of them are confused about the unknown ride. Mahyeon, bounded by the safety protocol, comments, "What is this restraint device? Nothing like this can bind me." Cheonsa, hearing his comment, tells him this is a safety device, so that you don't fly or bounce off mid-ride. Well, this is a ridiculous safety device on a mere ride. He adds, "Humans are too fragile, that's the problem. Relying on these crude things, they won't grow strong by depending on them. I'm already bored, 'cause rides made by humans are slow, regardless. How fast is this?" But little did he know he was going to get the biggest surprise of his life, and you can confirm by seeing his shocked face. Coming down from the ride, Yoonji starts laughing. "Ha ha ha. Look at Wang Mahyeon's face. It came out so funny." "Oh well," he retorts, "I was only surprised. This device is pathetic." All of them, clearly in the mood for new experiences, start enjoying one ride after another. After ending the third ride, Mahyeon tells Cheonsa, "So boring. I didn't even blink this time." She teasingly reminds him to check the pictures, but Mahyeon reminds her that no one took any pictures. As Mahyeon was bragging about being invincible, on the other side, the nerdy gooner looking at him, it looked like his soul was almost out of his body, and only a dirty divine help from a devil can save him. But where can we get a devil in between the amusement arc? Clearly, we are out of luck. Poor nerdy gooner. So Yoonji suggests a break while walking around. Mahyeon, sitting and eating on the park bench, mentions that to keep playing hard, We need energy refilling. This is surprisingly decent for something made by humans. Cheonsa, seeing Mahyeon's cluelessness, yet impressed with the desert, tells him the is ice cream, it's good in taste, right? Blushingly, she brings her ice cream towards him and suggests that he should try a different flavor. Hey, want some of mine? This is strawberry flavor. Wow, it looks like she's into the relationship thing for real. This scene is cute, but what can I say, this wasn't meant to be, because Mahyeon looks as blunt as ever, and at last gives her an unresponsive look. She asks what's wrong, Mahyeon, don't you like strawberries? But Mr. Demon King, dismissing her dream of living her life as a normal couple, comments, looks like you're enjoying it quite a lot, Angel. Seeing his disappointing look, she spoke, what? Was it not fun? And if assassination is on the agenda, I have a plan later. Hearing a satisfactory answer, he smiled. Right, I'll be waiting for that one then. While talking to her, he inwardly concludes, I am smiling, what a surprise. 'Cause I almost never get to smile. Thinking about his past, he mentions, bored. I was bored. The world of blood and violence. When I realized there was nothing left that could wound me in that realm. It seemed I had reigned over all demons with power, but that didn't make me pleased at all, because it was petty, dull, and empty. That unfillable void, the things that felt like they could fill, I was out of its reach. Now our demon king, coming back from the dazed state he called Cheonsa, hey, Angel. HM? Yes, Mahyeon, he says, if by the end of today you cannot kill this body here, I will exterminate all the humans in this place. Wouldn't that be fun and enough? I'm sure you would understand. Damn. Just look at him, poor evil soul. Look what one-sided love did to him. Please, someone teach him how to love. But, anyway, changing the location, we see Park Ajang and the apostle on a date. In that time, the lusty demon says to him, hey, you called me out. Shouldn't you have something to say? She adds, calling out a busy demon, what exactly is this supposed to be? The aura farmer replies, honestly, it was surprising enough that you even answered. I was almost confused. Hearing his blunt answer, she questioned what was confusing about it. Making the situation clear for her, he says, you and I both can't interfere with the Demon King's bizarre playing human act, so we are both stuck in his awkward state of neither here nor there. He asks back, I set this little trap to keep you here, but I didn't think you'd play along so obediently. She, surprised hearing his blunt answer, got surprised. So, coming closer to him, she started whispering seductively, you sparked my curiosity. Why not come over to my side? What's your type? Of course, I'm way beyond such trivial matters. Looking at my approach, do you still feel nothing at all? Mr. Apostle, clearly in the mood of lifetime celibacy, answered, at the very least, I'd prefer someone who knows how to choose the right time and place. This is a cafe. What were you thinking before choosing this place? Frustrated with his desireless answers, she exclaimed, ha! Come on! You're so annoying. What's your problem? I've never seen anyone like this before, except the Demon King. Man, did she just silently roast Mahyeon? Mr. Apsel confessing says, if there's a problem, then sure, I suppose the problem lies with me. But still, if I make this weakness my weapon, isn't that ideal? Unlike some people, I never had that lethal purity that demons find fatal. In the amusement park, Cheonsa glances towards Mahyeon, thinking to herself, why is Mahyeon suddenly making such a proposal? Civilian casualties and in a crowded place with this many people. I'll be torn apart for it, of course, but still up until now, Mahyeon never cared. He has never paid any attention to his surroundings. Then why set that condition all of a sudden? Miss Psycho Angel, clearly having a few screws loose on her head, starts blushing while concluding, could it be that he actually wants to die at my hands a little faster? Is he trying to push me into it? If that's the case, then I'm way too nervous. Man, why do her words and looks make me think they have double meanings? She adds that the plan was to wait until he got carried away and let his guard down. Then I'd look for an opening to kill him. But now I think I have to take a different stance. Angel, now looking towards Yoonji, signals the start of Phase 2 in their plan, which she accepts quite delightfully. Yoonji, distracting the nerd, she starts conversing with him. Hey, what was your name again? I don't really know the kids from the other class, so I think we should get to know each other properly. Hey, wanna ride that ride with me? Seeing the plan in motion, she approaches Mahyeon and tells him, Mahyeon, sorry to keep you waiting, but finally it's just the two of us now. The date in this park starts from now. Making a heart sign with her hands, she adds, and about this is the killing part, no need for deep anticipation. Smirking, he retorts, yes. For the sake of all the humans gathered here, do your best and entertain me, Angel. Skipping like a kid who wants a treat, she asks him to follow her to their next destination. Arriving at their desired place, he comments, what is this ride, no safety belt. And looks boring too. Cheonsa says to him, it's not fast, but it's supposed to set the mood. Above all, it's something only the two of us can enjoy together, and undoubtedly, that is the best part here. Looking here and there, he mentions its vibes remind me of my Demon King's castle in hell. Wow, what a resemblance. I'm sure it feels good in there. But as they were conversing, a loving bee stung him from nowhere, leaving him momentarily stunned. But when he looked towards the beastie bee, she had already left her place for the next attack. He thinks to himself, so fast, I didn't even realize I'd been cut. Finding her nowhere, he starts asking, where did you disappear? But there she was, the pure lover standing behind you with all of her devoted love. Man, I think you should be more sincere in this relationship. Look at her, always giving her all just to have your love. Ending the loving session, they started to leave for the next destination. On the way, Cheonsa asked Mahyeon how he was. I even tried cutting as if to take the thing above your neck clean off, but you're still fine. Smiling, he spoke, yeah. Maybe that was a little dangerous. Cough, cough. Man, what is wrong with this generation? They don't even know basic manners. Shouldn't you clean the leftover sauce from the ride? Or do you expect the ride manager to use them to sell French fries or something? Anyway, coming outside, Angel mentions still, your head's fine, but your clots are a mess with all that sauce around it, which he denies to be a big problem. But Cheonsa, ever the devoted wife, tells him to wait. It got messy because of me, so I'll be back right now with something to fix this. Seeing her leaving figure, he thinks she planned to take my head off? How arrogant. Nothing in this world could harm me. However, I'm still not satisfied. Just a bit more. Looking at her, he wished for her to push him harder, bringing me closer to death. That brink of death, that feeling reminds me of what it means to exist. Man, if you think from that perspective, that makes kinda sense now. He's been living forever. It's normal to feel bored with life. Even if you think of us humans, we tend to take and eat so many addictive things just to forget the pain of existing. Okay, now Cheonsa, arriving there with a new set of clothes, exclaimed, I'm back here. I didn't know what you'd like, so I brought a variety. It would come in handy. After he put them on, she asked, how is it? I brought a darker color so blood won't show even if it has any stains. She adds, of course, I'll try my best not to stain it. Wow, how thoughtful of her, just the type of girlfriend you ask for. And if her over-the-top thoughtfulness wasn't enough, she now puts on a devil's horn, an accessory on a devil's head. And much to his annoyance, she now started asking for his good review. Controlling his anger, he laughed, ha ha ha, so you know how to do silly things too. Are you testing me? Smiling, she replied, why don't you be angry? It suits you, and I heard all demons have horns. Smirking, he answers, my real horns are infinitely more magnificent than this trinket. Someday, when you see my true form, I just hope you're not shocked and overwhelmed. Well, contrary to his belief, she started blushing at hearing his proposition. I really hope I can see it someday. Of course, if you survive today. Giving her a thumbs up and a good luck wish, he said to her, let's go to our next destination. Mahyeon, coming closer to the next destination, comments in surprise, a haunted place? There's something like this in hell too. Cheonsa, hearing his comment, explained him, I'm not sure, but I think it's a bit different. After walking for a few moments, both of them came to a standstill when Cheonsa exclaimed, hey Mahyeon, what was it like? Living in hell? Feeling her timing was not perfect, he exclaimed, you're curious now, of all times? But Mahyeon, a guy in love, tossed aside his anger and explained, for an immeasurable span, Every single day was battle and slaughter. That was daily life, that was everything. I always triumphed over everyone. The sounds of pain died away until nothing remained but silence. Mahyeon, now looking towards her, says, "And then I met you in the human world. You were the one I was missing and looking for." Now coming to the horror house, we see the ghost mask guy hiding in a corner in sheer fear, when the devil mask companion, feeling embarrassed, asks him, "What is this? Shouldn't you be in the stage now?" But he clearly starts trembling while shouting, "It's over, I just saw a real demon." The red mask confused retorts, "Huh, I didn't hear anything about adding that kind of concept. What are you saying?" Coming to the other side, Mahyeon started looking for Cheonsa. Confused, he asked himself, where is she now? Is she trying to pull an ambush or something? This thing is now just ridiculous. Moving a little further, he saw a girl sitting in the corner. He asked, "Hey girl, are you Angel? And if not, have you seen a girl wandering around this area? But just like your mom." She jumped, scared him, making the shit out of him in horror. And guess what happened? She too got scared to the bone and joined the Ghostbusters Club. The red mask sucker, frowning, exclaimed, "Not you too? Kids these days are so frail. I told the owners to pick ones with the strongest guts. Now look what occurred." Mahyeon, now bringing his inner point, mentioned, "This is unbelievable. Do they think to become the embodiment of fear with this? Do they even know what fear is? There's no real feeling behind it." But Angel, being a bigger fear-monger, exclaimed, "I agree. Fear, heartfelt sincerity. And to make someone tremble and cower, what's important is the patience for the perfect timing, and in the critical moment to utterly, and again, that it feels a lot like love, don't you think so?" Blushing in pure ecstasy, she confessed, "I like you, Mahyeon. So much that I want to stop your heart." Smiling while feeling the test of the dripping red leaking from his face, he agreed, "Ah, that's so true. I surely can feel the honesty in that insane threat." Poor Mahyeon, clearly losing few where connections in his head, started exclaiming, "Entertain me even more. I am not dead yet. No, it feels more alive than ever." Blushing, she thought seriously, "He just didn't die this time, that's fine. The more he resists, the more we can make love. So just die." And now the red mask sucker, seeing this, clearly understood why and how people shit in their pants themselves when they truly fear something. Also, he saw what it would look like if fear had hands and feet. Outside, both friends, seeing the closed gate due to circumstances, stood in front of it. Angel's well-wisher buddy mentioned, "She's late. We're supposed to meet here again. I wonder if things are well on their side." "Man, I didn't know about theirs, but Angel is definitely having a great time. So don't you worry, girl." The nerdy goner, acting all smart, mentioned, "This date you planned, wasn't it to make Angel and Mahyeon close? Didn't you? She getting caught on her plane and asked for forgiveness? I thought it might help a little." The goner, impressed by her chivalry, mentioned, "You're a good friend." But she clearly was in the mode to dive into a background story. So, she ignored his comment, similar to the whole world does to his existence. And she kept explaining, "I mean, after all, from the very first time we met, she saved me like a guardian angel. I could never just let a favor like that go unpaid." Mr. Nerd adds, "I'm kind of the same. I haven't known Wang Mahyeon for long, but when everyone looked the other way, he was the one to come for help. So, I'll also do anything to get them together." She found his enthusiasm great. Mentioned, "Yeah, one, that's the spirit of our new group Minchako supporters should be like." And that's where this group's officially formed. Hearing this bird brain name, he exclaimed, "What a lame name." She retorted, "Hey, wanna die? What's up with the disagreement?" So as they were conversing, both of our lovers finally came from the ghost house, looking all disheveled. Hell, they surely had a serious lovemaking session. You can tell it by their look. Looking like a princess, Cheonsa mentioned, "Hey, I'm late. Guess I got a little excited," not even noticing the time. Both of the friends, clearly intrigued by the possibility, exclaimed, "What were you even doing? And was it that intense? Huh?" And after passing the day in eventfulness, they planned to end the date with a fireworks display. Both of us with an moment, both of them started enjoying the artwork created by the humans. Sitting intimately close to each other, Angel asked him, "Mahyeon, I clearly failed to end you, so why aren't you massacring everyone here? He answered, I simply forgot and got distracted while hanging around you. He added, the lives of all the humans here doesn't even hold a candle to the thrill you gave me today. Blushing, she mentions you always say like this. I might look calm, but I'm truly frustrated because I tried the hardest this time. Consoling her disturbed heart, he mentions, hey, not even close. Still far from it. But this time, the pain was unlike before, so I can say it was quite the delightful stimulation. So, Angel, from now on, I'll be expecting more from now. Coming closer to him, she replied in the affirmative, yes. Now, coming to the other side of the world, we see the human leaders having an internal meeting among themselves. When someone mentions failure again, and on top of that, civilian life was at exposure. He added, it's been so long since Satan has descended upon the earth. It's undoubtedly the greatest mission for us now. And in this case, we just can't keep watching, relying only on Angel. The cause needs reinforcement. Another one comments, I also heard our sleeper agent Apostle Paul also failed to help Angel, due to the interference from Satan. Curious, the big boss asked what the current status was, Apostle Paul? Hearing the question, the Timo version of Eren Yeager answered, I'm ashamed. Even my attempt to eliminate Asmodeus was blocked by him. So for now, all I can do is to hold my position to keep hold of her mission objective of handling the Demon King. At this time, the big boss, who's ashamed to show his face, opened his mouth to explain that, to slay every demon and save both mankind and ourselves, and also to claim the right to stand before heaven's gate, that is our holy calling and greatest wish. The greatest enemy to us is Satan, and now he is before us. Therefore we cannot delay any longer. He commanded to send the reinforcement for the holy mission. The Aura farmer reminded, pardon me, but Angel is still in the midst of her mission. But Mr. Blackface, cutting him off, exclaimed, we have waited enough time. No more delaying. We are sending support without informing Angel. And it's decided. No more arguments. And for you, Mr. Paul, your job is to continue monitoring Asmodeus and observe the Angel closely. Which he accepted with a fearful face and without any argument. Ha! I guess he just lost his aura farming ability just after meeting MC. Truly just the side effects of making a deal with the devil. Kneeling down, he kept thinking, no, this can't happen. Have they all forgotten? The reason I was made Angel's observer, it's not just to stop her strange fondness for demons, for turning into full corruption. It's because when that frenzious love is interfered with, no one survives her rampage. Diving into the deeper part of flashback, we come to know that Cheonsa says to herself, I can't feel anything. Truly nothing at all. No one understands someone like me, no one. At this point of the flashback, while Cheonsa stands in the park, a old Gunner commands a child to look into his eyes, mentioning, I've got a better thing for you. Explaining the situation, she mentions, things that others can't see I can see, and again, these stinking creatures, could they understand me? While looking towards the demon as she was thinking about her inner thoughts, the old Gunner, thinking he got an easy prey, challenged her in a staring contest. At that time, Mr. Demon, thinking he had got the golden goose in the hook, tried to grab her with greedy eyes, but little did he know he was the real prey on this chopping block. And voila, that's the end of his story. That's how he got the ticket to see if God existed. While she was standing in the park ground, an Atiket bagger-looking apostle came from her rear and exclaimed, thought I was too late, but I guess it won't be a problem for now. Looking at her, he asked, hey, was this your doing? Do you know what this is? But our psycho Angel, clearly messed up from the birth, started blushing while looking at the old goner. She explained, I just did it because I liked it. I didn't mean anything else. Hearing her straightforward answer, the bagger apostle asked, liked it? What exactly did you like? Proving that psychopaths are not meant to be dishwashers, she answered. When he tried to hurt me, I felt something then. I'm alive. So before I knew it, just like me, I wanted the other person to feel good too. The apostle Gunnar, clearly dazed hearing her answer, broke from the shocked state and asked her abouts of her parents. And as scripted, similar to all Manhwa stories, she answers, I don't have anyone. I'm alone. Giving the reason for this, she mentioned maybe I'm too different from everyone else, and as no one could understand me, so I ended up all alone. The man in black now tells her you don't always need people to understand you. And one day, even your weakness could be someone else's strength. And with that, she ended up joining the club of lame apostle Gunners. Bringing his hands closer to her, he tells her, "So, kid, how about you come with me? I can help you get better at what you like." And now coming back from the past to the present, we see Ms. Cheonsa running while eating the braid due to her getting late for school, but she, in her lover's mode, explained the girl in love runs once more, chasing her beloved, running with all her heart. But while running, she sees the nerdy Gunner all beaten up, picking up his books while exclaiming, "Damn, I'm late again." She approached him and greeted him. "Hey, good morning. I guess we're both are late today, and why do you look rough?" She added, "So, what's your name again? Aren't you the one who likes mint choco?" Hearing all these questions and compliments at once, his internal disc started to lag. But after a few moments processing the whole info and hearing him liking mint choco, he denied with a shy voice. Walking side by side, she asked, "Wasn't it those bullies were again?" He answered in the affirmative. "The usual routine for me." He added that normally they would just take my money, but this time I tried to fight back. And hence the outcome. Making his life a joke, he started laughing. "Ha ha ha. Who'd be scared of a guy like me? I can't even fight." But unexpected to him, Cheonsa was clearly impressed by his courage, mentioning, "It's impressive that you even decided to stand up to them. Most people can't do that." Smiling as if fighting has a key aspect of her life, Angel mentioned, "When fighting, although skills matter, but the real key is courage to stand and face them." While explaining unknowingly, she revealed a little of her true self. She started explaining, and the stronger the opponent, the deeper that bone tends to leave a mark. At this time, the nerdy Gunner, for the first time making some sense, said, "I am not trying to get stronger or anything, but it's a reality that I can't rely on others every time. What I really want is to overcome things like this by myself." Miss Psycho Angel at this time, being all philosophical, she recalled, "My personal belief isn't that anyone's stronger than me, but when you want to bring ruin to someone, it's not about who hits harder. It's about who thinks earnestly about the other. In short, the more persistent you are, the more fatal it becomes." And as she touches her hurt, Mahyeon also feels something in him. And Asmodeus, seeing him touching his hurt and looking for someone, she mentions that she was here. He looked towards the path and mentioned that he felt the angel's killing intent, although she wasn't here yet. But Park, the jealous bitch she is, started complaining, "My king, seriously, can't you look at anyone else when she's not around? My eyes always have been on you." But Mahyeon, unlike you, who thinks with his lower self, he thought with his brain and straight rejected her. "Get lost, you're no fun." But she, being the concerned companion, mentioned that staying for a long time in the human world would be harmful for him, and he also should visit his castle due to his being absent for a long time. Mahyeon, thinking for a moment about the castle, commented that it was more boring to him, but she kept insisting, which he retorted, "My safety isn't something you should worry about. You are crossing your boundary. Perhaps I should remind you the hard way." But contrary to our thinking, she starts blushing just about thinking of getting a beating from MC. She mentioned, "It's been so long since you laid hands on me. Even if it's punishment, I'll take it as affection. So, how are you going to discipline this bad demon?" But the teacher apostle, feeling his authority dwindling due to Asmodeus's perverted comments, exclaimed and ordered everyone to sit. Making a helpless face, he added, "Let's keep it down in the classroom. Okay? We weren't supposed to draw attention." But Cheonsa, spitting on his request, running towards Mahyeon, she zoomed into the class saying, "Sorry, I'm late. I'm ready to choke you. So are you ready to die?" Smirking, he says, "Not a chance, Angel." But Mr. Teacher, showing his anger, thinks I have to suppress them for now, keeping the peace. But I wonder how long that peace will last. But let's do it anyway. Hey, everyone take your seats. Cheonsa, the devoted lover, asks Mahyeon about the current state of his injuries and if they are serious or something like that. Smirking, he mentioned, "Yeah, you think so." But thriller time, as they were conversing, some mysterious guy kept a watch in their gunpoint. He relayed, "All right, you're looking fine. It should be fun to hunt you later." Angel. In a new day, the scene shifts to a mountain forest, where, while hiking, Asmodeus prays the demon king, after seeing his superb power, even though the demon's powers are restricted here. This is unbelievable, truly incredible, as expected from the king. Looking at his power, he mentioned, well, it ain't the same level as the power of mine in hell, but it is enough to handle Angel for now. Mahyeon, looking toward Angel, smirks, is our fun in the human world over already? Oddly, I feel a little wistful. What can I do? This body's overwhelming power makes the Angel's flushed, exhausted face so clear. And guess what? After all that bragging, he's left lying in the ground like a doormat, Angel blushing in pure ecstasy thanks to Mahyeon for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. She explains that it's because you resisted more than I expected. This confession left me breathless. The thrill of killing, it's pure love. And yet you still won't die, this tormenting love of yours. When will you finally accept it? But unlike every time, this time, Mahyeon wasn't waking up like every time. Even after Asmodeus kept calling over and over again. Cheonsa also looked worriedly toward Mahyeon. Staring at his defeated self, she mentioned, never once did I pause to see the face of the demons I slew in the name of love. 'Cause on earth, when demons die, they crumble to ash and vanish. As if there had never been anything like that. Empty, like my own heart. Going back to the day before, where Angel was standing before the world leaders, the big boss asks her, Angel, before I explained why I called you here alone, first take the oath. And with her nodding, the oath begins. It's like, do you vow to join our sacred cause to earn the right to stand at heaven's gate? Yes, I vow. Will you swear upon your blade to purge every evil from the earth, without hesitating or doubt? I swear. And the rest consists things like that. Anyway, cutting to the main conversation, the big boss mentions the reason to summon her today was that we have a special method to deal with the Demon King. Hearing the proposition, she, in surprise, asked, special measure? What do you mean? Feeling her curiosity, the boss ordered to bring the item. Pointing towards the relic, he mentioned that this item was previously used to execute another Demon King in the distant past. Bestowing the relic on her, he mentioned that with this power, we shall deal with the current Demon King. Angel, looking at the item, relayed that she will use it. Again focusing at the item, she thought, can a spear hold my true intent? Anyway, I'll give it a try, even if it's only pretend. If I didn't, there would be more fuss and nagging. And coming back to today's event, she thinks that its effect was astonishing. Blushing, as always, she thinks, Mahyeon, did he really die? Is this the fruit of the love I longed for? She asked herself again. Is this the ending my heart truly desired? The nature answering the call of love started pouring rain onto Mahyeon's back. And as if it has a resurrecting effect, Mahyeon with a leap rose from the dead like a zombie. Smirking while looking at Angel, he told her, Angel, you don't really think you'd finish this body that easily, do you? This was a warm-up. I'm ready to go for a second round. But Angel, standing like a blank person, just kept looking towards him without any correspondence. Mahyeon, a little pause-led, questioned, what's with that blank, fight-less look on your face? Leaving the place, he told her, if you are not in the mood today, then let's not waste further time. She opened his mouth, she recalled, fine, regrettable, but I'll wait for the next chance to end you for sure. Sure, don't you disappoint me with that vacant look of yours. But she, in purposefulness, retorted that the next time might be the last. Picking up the item, she recalled, I have witnessed the death of countless demons I once loved. I never once thought that was wrong. But then, for a moment, when the thought crossed my mind that I might actually have succeeded in killing Mahyeon, this feeling, this sanitation I felt for the first time, what is it? Well, judging by killing and the loving process for now, I thought it was hopeless to expect real expectation from them, but I guess there was a spark of future hope after this scene of her sparing his life. Meanwhile, coming to the next day, when Mahyeon and Asmodeus were walking side by side, she asked him about his wounds from yesterday. Frowning, he answers that he had told her many times already that he would take care of his body. But, interrupting their conversation, a sniper shot was fired from a far place, which was obviously caught by our Gigachat MC. Asmodeus was surprised when asked if he could catch Angel's sniper shot. But Mahyeon observed the bullet motion that it wasn't from Angel. Explaining the reason, he told her if it were Angel, she would have shot me from a close range so that I could sense her killing intent and also could know that it was her. But this was a coward afraid to reveal his position. The sniper, when he saw that MC was looking in his direction, he exclaimed, "Damn it." As expected, the greatest demon is not so easy to hunt. Smirking, he mentioned that it was merely a greeting at most, and just a dare to confirm the insolent face of the one who draws my angel's interest. Cheonsa, in the next episode, continuing her hesitation of killing Mahyeon, stepped into the event of her wedding venue, where the big boss, acting as a father, mentioned, "Today we gather in this sacred place to bless the couple joining in eternal. Therefore, we will now hear the bride's vow." Being super excited, she answered in the affirmative. Yes. The acting priest again asked her, "Bride Cheonsa, do you swear to take the groom as your husband and never forsake your duties as the wife of a household?" Giving the same answer, she said, "Yes, I sweared." He added, "Bride Kim Cheonsa, do you also swear to love and cherish your groom without reservation until the day you die?" Smiling, she answered, "I swear." But to her shock, the groom standing beside her exclaimed, "Don't lie. How could you? That's not the kind of love you give." Shocked, she asked, "What are you saying?" "I." Smirking creepily, he answered, "You. When you love someone, you end up killing them. So how can loving and living together even be possible?" And with this situation of possibility, we end this part of the video. Give the video a like and make a comment if you want Manhwa RecaP to make more sassy content like this. So Walla, see you next time.